Okay, so today we are going to talk about the structure of Caitanya 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹que in details. Now we have been talking about Caitanya 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹que, the 8 verses from various perspectives, and also the verses are on various levels of devotion. And so today I'm going to talk about the structure, how Caitanya 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹que is laid upon. Every verse is put in its proper place by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and how he has done that. Okay, Caitanya 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹que, we all know it's set of 8 verses, starting with Chaitanya ends with Ashli Padaratam Penastumam. Now, all these verses can be divided into 3 portions: Sambandh, Abhidhay, and Prayojan. Now, what is Sambandh? In one word, Sambandh is our relationship. Sambandh means relationship. What is our relationship with Sri Krishna or with his holy name? It's one and the same thing. And Abhidhay is how to revive that relationship, the process of reviving that relationship. And Prayojan is, what do we get by reviving that relationship? What's the reward of reviving that relationship? For example, our Sambandh with Sri Krishna is we are his servant. The process to revive that consciousness that we are his servant, which we have forgotten now, is devotional service. And the goal, what do we get if we revive that relationship? The Prayojan, the goal is love of God. So Caitanya 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹que verses are divided into these 3 sets. For example, the first 2 verses are talking about Sambandha, where Chetodarpanam, Arjanam, Bhamada, Bhagini, Nirvapanam, all these 7 effects of chanting of holy name. When we read them, then our mind and heart starts glorifying the holy names, and there's a relationship between holy name and our soul. We want to serve the holy name simply because the holy names are so great and non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The second verse is talking about the non-difference of Supreme Personality of holy names with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So simply this information inspires us to become his servant and to serve him, and establishes a relationship with the chanting of the holy names of Supreme Lord. So first 2 verses talking about Sambandha. Now the 3rd, 4th and the 5th verse is talking about Abhidhay, the process of chanting, the process of devotional service, or in other words, the process of chanting of holy names. Now we have been talking about the 3rd verse, Trinadapi suni chena, Taroreva sahishnunam, Amane naman dena, Kirtanya sadahari. This verse is indicating how to chant the holy names with quality, how to bring quality in our chanting. So Mahaprabhu advises in this 3rd verse, be humble, be tolerant than a tree, give all respects to others, don't expect any respect for oneself. If you are in this mood, not just while chanting, it's a whole way of life. If you make your life like that, then when you chant, you'll be able to chant with proper quality, intense mood, and proper concentration. So this is a process of devotional service. These 3 qualities which we must cultivate in our life. And the 4th and the 5th verse, they are talking about the prayers and the mood while chanting at our level. This is what devotional service is all about. Devotional service. Okay, how to do service, devotional service? What prayer should we say? Okay, refer to 4th and 5th verse. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Oh my Lord, I don't want anything. I just want your service birth after birth. And the 5th verse, is talking about Ainanda tanuja kinkaram, please place me a particle of dust at your lotus feet. This is what we are praying. Please accept me as your servant. And this also carries a mood, the mood where the servant is fully dependent on his master Shri Krishna for a success in devotional service. And the 6th, 7th and 8th verse, it's talking about prayojan, the goal. And what's the goal? The goal is love of God, or love in separation. That's a goal. So, Nayanam galata srudharya vadnam gatadarudhya gira pulka nichitam babugata tavanam agrhane bhavishyati. When will that day come? When while chanting, tears will come in my eyes, there will be horripilations in my body. This is clearly indicating the devotee is asking for love of God. These are symptoms of love of God. When will that day come? Yugaitam nimishena chakshusha pravarshaitam. Torrents of rain will come in my eyes, and the whole world will seem shunyaitam, absolutely useless without you. This is the state of love of God. The 8th verse, Ashli Sheba Padratam Penashtumham. Whether you neglect me, whether you accept me, whether you decry me, whether you derogate me, condemn me, condescend me, still you will be my master birth after birth. This is simply all the symptoms of love of God. So this is prayojan, where there are prayers for love of God, and there's an advanced mood here. The mood is little advanced from our level. So this is the prayojan of the goal of devotional service. So that's how the Chaitanya Siksastakam is divided: Sambandh, Abhidhay, Prayojan. Well, in the last lecture I also talked about Chaitanya Siksastakam. All these verses are also talking about Abhidhay, just the process. Although there is Sambandh, Abhidhay, Prayojan, the sections are there, but still Bhaktivinoda Thakur also comments that all the verses are also talking about just Abhidhay. And that I explained in the last class, how Chaitanya Siksastakam, all the verses talking about chanting of holy names or the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The last lecture, what is the central message of Chaitanya Siksastakam, where I spoke about the central message, that is service to Supreme Personality of Godhead, which from which perspective we can see all the 8 verses, from the service perspective, and we can find service in each verse. So all the 8 verses are also talking about Abhidhay. So it depends how you want to talk about Chaitanya Siksastakam. You want to talk in Sambandh, Abhidhay, Prayojan, or you only want to talk about Abhidhay? It depends. The whole idea is to understand the message and apply in your life. So that is the divisions of Chaitanya Siksastakam. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada.